Let's do some warm-ups. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a minute to just put on some music for yourself on the Spotify playlist or whatever you'd like to listen to. First up, we're going to be doing a bit of a variation on life nerve stretch. So you can sit up on your bolster or sit off the bolster, whichever you'd like. Then taking your legs as wide as you can in a V outwards, either side. So it doesn't matter where you put them, just wherever you can. Okay, basically keep the toes pulled up towards you. Inhale the arms up above the head. Turn over to the right leg and exhale to come forward, hinging from the hips. You must lead with the heart, so keep that chin tucked. Hinge from those hips, heart leading forward, toes on both sides pulling back, and you want to anchor out the opposite leg, so anchor through, pull through the left leg. Take hold of wherever you can and just long deep breathing here. This is an active stretch through the legs. And just do your best. If your knees do buckle up and bend up, that's fine. Just really elongate from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. And with every exhale, let the body melt down. Keep that left hip grounded firmly, pinned firmly to the mat. So you're pulling away from the left hip to the crown of the head. Okay, inhaling in the position here. And exhale, hinging forward to your maximum. Draw the navel point in. Good. Inhaling slowly, coming back up to center. Arms up above the head. And then turning to the other leg. And exhale, hinging forward from the hips, down, taking hold of wherever you can. Maybe it's the toe, the big toe. Maybe it's the shin, maybe the knee. And just keep those toes drawn back towards you. And long deep breathing. Keeping the chin tucked. Back of the neck open. Grounded firmly down, pinning that right hip down now. Opening up the heart, so keeping those shoulders pulled back and down. And long deep breath. Eyes inward and upward to the brow. Keep those toes engaged, pulling back towards your face. Great, inhaling deeply. And exhale, fully coming down to your maximum. Empty navel to spine. Then inhaling, arms up, stretched up above the head, and exhaling, bending forward. So this is the last part of this exercise. Just hinging forward from the hips. Long deep breathing here. Leading from the heart. Again, that chin tucked as though you're giving yourself a double chin. Elongating from the tailbone all the way up to the crown. You can place your hands in front of you on your shins, wherever. I want to hear the sound of your deep breathing, conscious breath. All right. Inhaling here. Exhale, coming down that little bit further. Empty, empty out. Reduce, reduce. Then inhaling, coming all the way back up to sitting. Stretch the arms up above the head. And exhale, taking the palms back down to the knees. And slowly taking your legs together, giving them a wriggle out. Going to transition now onto our tummies and come into Cobra. If you need to take a sip of water, grab some now. I'll show you a variation for Cobra. I'll probably show you the full pose to begin. So pop your bolsters out of the way and coming down onto the tummies. Onto your tummies. Tummy. So the legs feet can be together. It's a bit more challenging, or about hip width apart. And the back of the feet are flat on the ground. Take the palms underneath, kind of just underneath the shoulders. And to tuck the pelvis under, so you're kind of opening up space in the lower back, and then can push all the way up into Cobra, keeping those shoulder blades drawn away from the ears, and then long deep breathing there. If that's too challenging, particularly on that lower back, you can come down just the elbows underneath the shoulders and the palms forward and just stay here. Really draw the chest forward. So whichever variation you'd like, coming into your pose and commencing long deep breathing. You can always put the hands, like I've done as well, a little bit further out in front of you as opposed to underneath the shoulders. Under the shoulders and up is a very strong lower back opening or lower back compression. Keep those shoulders drawn back and down, and really almost use the hands to grip you forward, to pull the chest forward. So it's as much a compression and a sort of a flexibility of the lower spine as it is up into that thoracic, the upper kind of upper spine, as you pull the chest forward almost with the hands. And the head can be tilted back as far as you like, or just forward. So, okay, that's enough. Inhaling there. And exhale, coming down, bringing the head to the mat. And you can place the chin on the floor, or you can place the cheek down, one cheek down to the side, onto the ground. Bring the hands down, back, relax them beside the body, and just rest. Okay. Taking the hands now down beside, underneath the shoulders, and coming up to the elbows underneath the shoulders. And you take one hand across the body, and then with the alternative leg, so maybe take the right hand over across the body, and then take the left hand back to grab the left foot. So if you need to, as I'm showing you here, you can use a strap to wrap around the back of the foot if you can't reach your foot. But otherwise, grab the back of your foot and bend it towards you. We're doing an opening in the sort of the legs and the hips. If you're feeling very flexible, you can do what I'm doing here. You just kind of you twist the arm around and bend that leg even further. So find a position that works for you and keep the knee in line with the hip as much as you can. If your knees hurt, just back off a little bit on it. Long deep breathing here. This is partly a spinal twist as well as opening up the front of the hips. Okay, that's about enough. Inhaling. Exhale, dropping that leg back down. And then switching over, so taking that left arm kind of to the center and across the body to give you some stability. Reaching back and out for the other leg, I guess the right leg. And grabbing hold wherever you need, and long deep breathing here. You'll be feeling it up the top part of your legs, the quads I think they're called, and the front of the hips. This is a wonderful opening pose for this kind of second and third chakra areas in the stomach, in the hips. Okay, inhaling here. And exhale, dropping the foot back down. And then we are going to come all the way over into a rest pose for that, to relieve the lower back into child's pose. Take the knees apart so the chest can fall comfortably down between the legs. If you need to pop a bolster underneath your head, or do fist on top of fist if you have low blood pressure, and pop them underneath your head so your head's not lower than the heart. Just consciously releasing the back, the lower back, stretching out the compression. Long deep breath. You want to hear your breathing. Consciously connecting in with Mother Earth, the ground beneath you, tuning in with the energy of the earth, like a little seed, needing the help of the energy around you to grow. Hands beside the face, coming up into sitting. I'm going to come over now onto all fours and warm up the length of the spine a little bit in cat-cow. So placing the hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread like starfish, and the middle finger facing directly forward. Knees under the hips and shoulders away from the ears. And we inhale, tilt the pelvis up, the head comes up. Exhale, tilting the pelvis down and tucking that chin down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You can go at your own pace. The movement is subtly led from the pelvis, and then the rest of the spine follows. Toes together, big toes together behind you. You can do breath of fire here if you like, or long deep breathing. Really empty. Make sure that the navel is coming all the way back and you're emptying every bit of air. Really strong breath in this pose. You're exploring the full length of the spine, the full capacity of every vertebra. See how it's all feeling today. Where's feeling a little bit tighter, a little bit more niggly. And you can go at your own pace. You can increase the pace if you like. I think it'll be the last kind of about maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds here. So you can increase the pace and intensity if that feels okay. All right, that's it. Inhaling. into cow. And then exhaling, tucking that pelvis under, really pushing through the hands, opening up the back of the neck into cat. Press all the way through up the center of the spine, so you want the center of the back to touch the ceiling. Inhaling, neutral spine, and exhaling, coming back down into child's pose, forehead to the floor, relaxing, the hands down beside you. Really consciously earth down the energy of the mind into the ground. Taking the hands beside the face and pushing up as you inhale to come up into sitting. Just let the blood settle. And then we're going to make a transition slowly up into standing. Our next posture is crow squats. My legs are still sore from doing this. So grab your bolster and pop the heels up on the bolster and toes on the floor. Knees are in line with the hips. So we're going to have the arms parallel to the ground, palms facing down. And we'll go down, drop the buttocks down as you exhale and inhale up. Exhale. So you can go, as I'm showing you, you don't have to go all the way down to squat. Just take it down to wherever you can. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, coming into your pose. We're just going to go for about 1 minute, I think it is. Keeping that chest open. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Well done. Try to keep the weight in the back of the heels, so you could almost lift the toes up if they were kind of not arched forward. Really strong breath. Particularly use that inhale to push you up. It's like suction you up to the clouds. When you feel it getting hard, really focus in on that inhale. All right, that's it. Coming up to standing, inhaling and exhaling. Dropping the hands down beside their waist. Just standing in mountain pose. Just watching the heat soaring through the legs. Come back down to sitting. And just shake the legs out. Give them a bit of a wobble. Okay, coming back to cross-legged. Taking the hands now up to the shoulders. We're going to be doing some spinal twists. So if you need to take some shoulder shrugs, before you go there, do so. Forward, up, back and down. And in both directions, turning the head. Sorry, I'll just release a little bit before we move on to our twists. Okay, taking the hands, fingertips facing forward, thumbs facing back, or interlace the hands behind the neck. That's a bit more advanced. So either one, whichever you'd like to do today. And we inhale as we twist to the left and exhale, twist to the right, keeping the hips grounded and the movement coming from the waist, the heart leading, the head following. Inhale left, exhale right. It's important to keep the heels of the hands broken, the wrists broken, which is like bending down. There's a meridian that goes from the hands through the wrists that goes to the liver. Keep those elbows pointed out to the sides of the room, to the walls, which means keeping the top of the arms parallel to the ground. And if you're up, just keep with your hands up behind the neck. Just keep that chin pulled. So you want to, without pushing forward, you don't want to push forward too much with the hands onto the neck. Use the shoulder blades to draw those arms back and support themselves as much as possible. Strong breath. Driven from the navel. Just go at your pace. Sat, nam, sat, nam. Sat on the inhale, nam on the exhale. Eyes inward and upward at the brow. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Feel as the spine starts to warm up and lubricate itself more within those joints in that upper thoracic part of the spine. Keep the base grounded. That's it. Inhaling to front and center. Suspend the breath. Pull chin lock back. And then exhale. Bringing the arms down, shoulders relaxed, and hands back to the knees. Just staying inward for a few moments, eyes up at the brow, looking up to the third eye. Take a few neck rolls. Inhaling back as you open the throat, and exhaling forward as the chin traces across the chest. And then back in the other direction. Breathing fresh air, fresh nutrients into the throat, up through the neck and into the brow and the mouth. Nice, slow, nourishing rolls. Coming front and center, inhaling to the front and exhaling. Gonna just do a couple of aura sweeps. Inhale, the arms up, exhale them down. Chin tucked in, chest open. We'll just do 26 of them. Inhale up, exhale down. The fingertips can touch over the head or just go up. Just sort of nearly touching is fine. Sit, inhaling tall and long, and exhaling, sweeping the hands down, resting the fingertips on the ground. Staying within We've moved all your energy from the base, touched every part of your body, moved all the way up along every vertebra of the spine, up, 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 and through to the crown. Inhaling together and exhaling. Coming down to lie on your back to have a few moments rest before we move in to our Kriya for the day. While you're there, I'll just describe to you, have a chat about the Kriya. So, as I said, this week we're working into the base chakra, and as our series is all about immunity as well, I was mindful that I wanted to find something that would kind of touch on all of these areas for us. I looked up my beautiful teacher manual with a bunch of Kriyas in, and was directed to a base chakra Kriya, which was also for disease resistance and heart. So the Kriya we're doing today is called Disease Resistance and Heart Helper. It is a beautiful, subtle kind of four simple exercise Kriya. And it can be done repeated 3 times. It says just at the bottom, 3 repetitions of this Kriya is a very effective practice. So I hope that I've filmed it so that if you have the time to do 3 repetitions, just repeat that video, the Kriya video, 3 times before you get to the deep relax, and then do your deep relaxation afterwards. Otherwise, we'll just do one together today for our Sunday class, or whenever you're doing your practice, and to enjoy and go deeply, we also use mantra and quite a lot of mulaband. It's a subtle and deep healing practice. So wriggle your fingers and your toes, take a cat stretch with your legs from side to side on both legs. And then rock and roll, tucking the chin to rock and roll and come all the way up into sitting. And coming up to sitting on your bolster, ready for the first exercise of our Kriya.